I was gonna sing the "Here we go one more time. Everybody's feeling fine. Here we go now." Yours is the
Ooh.
chiming
Oh,
in.
oh, sorry. In
What
sync has got
happened?
the flow. That's not the
Wait,
next
thank you.
cue.
No, kind of. You're good. You're good. Okay, guys. Hi.
Oh
This is not an
man.
in sync podcast, everybody. If you're wondering, it is.
Although, oh man.
It should. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Okay, our next venture, we might have to do like boy bands or
Yes.
something.
Yes, I agree. Because there is so much chitter chatter about that these days. Like, it's insane.
Yes. Yes. And
hmm
ooh, let's talk about that. But first, hey guys, welcome to the Totally 90s podcast and
Sorry. I
welcome.
am
What?
so off. That's why I got distracted because I took a sip of my coffee and I thought it was an old coffee because
Ew.
it's chilly, but this is from the morning. Do you drink your coffee slow or fast? Do you
Slow.
gulp it? Oh, you
No,
do?
no, I drink it
Oh,
slow,
fantastic. I love it because I could drink one coffee for days.
right? Like it's
Tony's like, "What's
insane.
wrong with you? How are you? It is Friday. Crime Talk with Steph."
It is Friday Crime Talk. We need to come up with a theme song, but
Yeah, we do.
it is Crime Talk with Steph. And I'm
hmm
Steph, and that gorgeous I was gonna call you gorgeous Amazonian. That works. That gorgeous Amazonian over
You
there,
know,
because you're tall as hell.
I was called that when I was younger by my cousin's aunt. She was like Amazon. That's
You
what she used to call
are.
me.
You're Amazon
I don't know
woman.
though. I feel like I'm shrinking with my leg. So, yeah. In case anybody's wondering why I look so pale,
You do not.
um, because I swear I look like a vampire today, and I had to throw some blush on, even though it didn't help. In our last episode, yeah, my spirit's a little higher today
Yay.
because I'm on the mend. So just a heads up, everybody. I hurt my leg. I fell. I
Oh,
fell on Sunday. I fell on my knees, and
oh,
my leg went left. My knee
oy.
went left, and it was bad. But I got news from the doctor yesterday that it's not fractured, which they
Thank
thought,
God.
and it's probably just like a contusion on my knee along
Right.
with like some ligaments that have been like pulled.
Uh,
So I'm hoping I'll know on the 16th if it's
okay.
better. I'm hoping it gets better. They said that like these type of injuries take long. So
Yeah.
once the 16th rolls around, if it's not better, then they'll give me an MRI,
So
which is crazy because I would always think, why not just do it?
yeah, but like okay, for something like your knee, do they have to stick your whole body in the machine or just your leg?
I think it's just the leg.
Oh,
I've
thank
never had
God.
an MRI, so
Oh
I don't
God.
really know how that works, but from what I've been told, it's only on the area that, you have an injury. So
Okay.
I don't
Good.
know because they gave me another X-ray yesterday, and you should have seen the way I was like contorting in ways that I didn't think I could and balancing on
Damn.
like one finger. It was like,
Whoa. You were like,
yeah,
who knew? It's all
like
that
for real. And she's
yoga.
like pressing my knee down. I'm like,
Amazon.
"Ah." I don't know. Yeah, I can't. So anyway, so yeah, I've literally been sentenced to my sofa or bed for 2 weeks. So I can't walk around, only to go to the restroom or, take a shower.
Oh, neat. And then do you have, and you ordered your like brace and stuff to help like
Yeah,
hold it
so I have
together?
that, but the doctor was like, so he told me not to elevate it. I don't know
Okay.
about the elevation. He's like, keep it straight. You don't want it to be like, I don't know, maybe that could kind of like hyperextend it a little if you elevate it, depending on the support you have. And he said not to do heat, just ice, but not continuously, maybe like 3 times a day for like 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then he gave me some special anti-inflammatory medicine. So this way it could bring the
Nice.
swelling down. Because too, that could be causing a lot of the pain and
Yeah.
discomfort. So I swear it's just a doozy. It
Oh my
really is.
God. And then you couldn't even go trick-or-treating with the baby.
No, and I was so excited. I felt so we were just talking about like mom stuff, and I was
Oh,
like, talk
yes.
about mom guilt because she was so excited to go trick or treating. And now that she's getting older, I don't know how many more years she has
Don't
of
you dare.
wanting to
Don't.
wanting to trick or treat. So I'm like, and she was Wednesday, and I was just like,
She looked
oh,
phenomenal, by the way. You're
thank
so good.
you.
You're
Thank
so
you.
good. Did you get her dancing at least? Like, oh, no, 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 no,
I should
no,
have.
no,
I
no,
wanted
no,
to,
no,
but my
no.
cousins were here, so
Oh,
she was shy, of
oh,
course. But
baby.
I know she's
And you
just
even
getting
had the
older.
hand. You had thing. That was
Hmm.
so cool.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I thought it was a real hand, not a real hand, but like a rubber one.
Yeah.
But it was a candle. I bought the wrong thing. And
Hey,
so when we purchased it, all the fingers had fallen off. When I brought it out, I was like, oh God. So I got what did I get? Paper clips? No, staples. And I opened them, stuck it in each finger like a, I don't know, a pin. And then I stuck the finger on there enough to get a picture because she wanted to bring it around with her for Halloween or for trick or treating, but she couldn't. So it was just
that's
for the photo.
amazing. It looked
Yeah.
so good. She looked
Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah, she was so cute. I bought her like light foundation. She feels
Oh,
like,
did it remind you of when we switched foundations in
oh my gosh,
99?
remember remember your dad looked at us like,
Like he's
going on?
like it's why are you weird? Why is my stuff crazy?
We were so
You,
strange,
I
the
thought of
things we
that.
came up with.
I thought of that last night when I was getting ready for Thriller again for the performance. I was putting on white and I was and
Oh my
gray
God.
and I was like, oh, neat.
So speaking about your performance, I have a
Oh,
question. So, out of all, this is your fourth?
this is our fourth. Yeah.
Okay, so out of all of them, you
Oh,
started off with was it Lady Gaga?
Rihanna.
Rihanna, and then Lady Gaga, right?
Yes.
And then the last one was the boy bands,
Yes.
and this one is Thriller.
Thriller.
So out of all of
Oh.
those, which one's your favorite?
I mean, Rihanna because it was the first one and I've always wanted
Mm-hmm.
that really cool like Super Bowl performance. But boy
Mm-hmm.
bands, shut the fuck up. Boy band. I mean, they all were special. Lady Gaga, we wanted to kill ourselves. It was such hard, intricate choreography, but when we nailed it, it
Mm-hmm.
felt so good. So like every single thing had something different to offer. And then this last one, it was Michael Jackson and it was the iconic Thriller choreography from the video. So I
Mm-hmm.
felt so honored to have learned it and to
Totally.
do the flash mobs and everything. So you know what? Time out. I'm gonna say it. I think Thriller was my favorite, and that's saying a
Wow.
lot
For
because boy
real.
bands was epic.
Yeah. I wish I would have seen the boy band one.
I missed you, but
I
we're
know.
gonna keep doing it. And then we were just telling Carol, who's the owner of Popstar, we're like, we've been doing this for a year now because we started in early 2023. Like
That is so crazy. This year went by so
it
fast, and I
did
know I
mean
should just have that like on record,
I know we
like,
should just have
yeah, a
a
button.
flash on our
Oh,
YouTube video going across the way.
we
When is the
should.
weather going to get cold?
Mm-hmm. Allergy
Allergies,
season.
LaCroix,
Uh-huh.
and sparkling water. And this year has gone by so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And Steph saying, is it winter yet? What's up
Puta,
with this weather?
mean. I'm in here right now. The fan is going like hard on my like. Why is it
Really?
hot? It's November.
But it's
See,
cold in the mornings, right? And at night? Because it is over
yes,
here.
it's crisp at night. We got home
Okay.
last night at like 1, and it. We could have walked blocks and not needed a
Really?
jacket.
Oh, that sucks. You're like, damn it. You know what? It's coming. Like Mariah Carey.
I know.
It's time.
You know what though? At least I'll get a couple days of snow when we go to Canada and I can wear my beanie and my earmuffs. I just want to be
That's
bundled.
true. See, you're so fortunate. You get a white Christmas.
That is true. I'm very,
Hmm.
very fortunate.
Not many have experienced anything like that. So that's
I
actually pretty
know.
cool.
That's
That's just
very
very
true.
cold, though, right?
It hurts. That's why I got the earmuffs. I was like, "Ooh, I saw those." I was like, "Snatched" because I didn't have those last year and my ears hurt and cold apparently in my old age.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, I would die. But okay, so Thriller was your favorite.
Yeah.
And what's your next one? Can you tell?
Yeah, so it's I don't know if you know who Victoria Monet is. She's this beautiful like singer and she does like
Hmm.
R&B and
Oh,
hip
yes.
hop. So
Didn't
we're
she have a video
yes.
out that was
Y-
kind of like scandalous?
yes. Are you thinking about Megan the Stallion?
No, I think it's I have
Victoria
to
Monet?
look. I think
Okay.
it is.
Well, she's stunning
Mhm.
and yeah, so we're doing it's called On My Mama, like
Mhm.
put that on my mom. So it's like a tribute to all the mamas. So I'm like, Mom, it's
Mhm.
for you. And it's
How
like
cute.
they demoed it last night, like a little
Mhm.
preview. And me and Angela are like this, like, and I'm gonna save it. It looks so cool. So we're excited. And it's probably gonna be like sexy swag outfits for the
Ooh.
performance. But I'm saying this loudly to everybody that for 2024, I'm going to challenge myself and I'm going to participate in a chair dance series.
Ooh.
I am terrified,
Hi.
like, because I feel like I don't want the chair to fall with me on it in front of everybody. But
Hmm.
like seeing everyone own their confidence in this last one with Beyonce's Dance for You, oh my God, it was beautiful. Like, it was so
Wow.
good. And then the Barbie one, I don't know if you saw any clips that I
Uh-huh.
posted, but it was that one I wanted to do, but I couldn't because I teach on the same night. But
Hmm.
I'm telling you, Neen, I will be doing a chair dance next year.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And so
Because
will Angel.
that would be amazing if you could do the Pleasure Principle
R-
episode of
oh,
Janet
sure.
Jackson,
Flip
where
over.
she's,
Yeah,
yeah,
let me.
because I've always wanted to attempt that. I will
Me
not at this
too.
age.
Well, I
Not
did
right now with
ask.
this freaking knee, but
Yes.
I always wanted to because she made it look so easy.
That's my favorite Janet video, bar
Yes.
none.
Oh,
She's just, oh my God, this is the freestyle of it all. But I did request a Janet series for next
oh,
year, and I
oh
did
my
request a
God.
Daddy Yankee. So uh
Yes. Oh my God, imagine. I love it. I That's probably same here as one of my favorites of Janet, only because I kind of feel like it made me feel like that's how I am when I'm by myself in my
hmm
house. That vibe of just like I'm a good song's on and you just dance like nobody's watching, right?
exactly.
Hmm.
I
Oh, I
love
can't
it.
wait. Is there any Britney stuff that?
They've already done a bunch. We did a Britney like pop-up class where we learned
Hmm.
Oops, I Did It Again just
Oh, that's
on a
right.
Sunday. So that was
Hmm.
cool. But I'm excited. Maybe I'm hoping she'll bring it back
Ooh,
because
yeah, like
Britney,
Slave for You.
they did that one. I would
Damn.
so need to hurry up and get a six pack because I would love to just slut it up. I want to do that. I want to
So
have a fake
funny.
snake and everything. Oh,
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
sexy.
so
Like
fun.
everyone's costumes last night were so sexy. Like there was a group, one of the Dance for You girls, they had on like Vegas showgirls, like sprinkle, like their butt cheeks were hanging out. I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want my
Dang.
butt hanging out. Let's do this.
So would you ever do a burlesque show?
I would love to.
Oh, it's
I would
amazing.
love to. I feel like I'm such a goofball. Like I'm like I'll just be like, you know, but, but like I would love to tap into that,
Hmm.
like just that side. But can
I
my
love
like
it.
yeah, I would love to. But again, I have to let go of my fear of falling off of things and
Hmm.
balancing and tipping over. Like that's
How
scary.
about a pole dancing class?
You need such core strength for
Hmm.
that. Like the ow, just can you imagine having to pull yourself up? Like whenever I do planks and shit, I'm like, I what? Like it
Yeah.
hurts. And
Hmm.
side planks, and it's like, okay, now picture that on a pole and you're holding your
Yeah.
all of your body weight. I would have to like lose 3,000 pounds to do that comfortably.
I know. And like, were some of them like walk upside down?
How do they do that?
Yeah, for real. And it looks like they're walking
It's
on
insane.
floor. It's just like, what the hell?
But I'm such a chicken. Like I can't even do a headstand because I don't like to be upside down.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
like I feel like I'd be off the ground. I'd be like, I'm gonna
I
fall.
just want to spin on it because I never knew that it
Neen,
actually spins.
are you gonna do it? Would you ever do a pole dancing class?
I would,
Yes,
but
you
I
would.
would because I think it would be fun because I just want to spin on the pole. We had a pole outside our house on Northgate.
Wow. Oh,
And it was not a real one,
yeah.
a flagpole. No, 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 a street. It was a street sign. And I used to play with, okay, that sounds so bad, but I used to be on that pole and I used to swing on it and I used to like do all these things on the pole. Not that, nothing raunchy, but I was just like, I don't know, I loved catching air on it.
Oh my God, I love that. Okay, can you
Yeah.
find a pole dancing class? Because I
Oh
would
man.
so
Yeah.
like
Maybe next
scream.
year. Yeah.
2024 goals.
Because I don't know, because I never knew it spun. Like, or the way that the pole is, you know,
Yeah.
it's
That
different.
yeah.
Next week, all of a sudden there's a pole right here. I just
And it's
kidding.
glittery and the mirror ball like comes
Oh my
down when you
God.
press
Oh
the
my,
remote button and then the
don't
lights.
tempt me
Oh
because
my
you know how I am
God.
about mirror balls. Hello.
Okay. Yes,
Hmm.
please. Yes. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. Wow.
I'm excited
In
for
our guest room.
2024. Tony
Oh,
walks in for what?
I'd be like, what the hell's going on?
Maybe he's
in my
dirty from
Crocs.
the day's job, and then you guys just choreo together and Magic
Right?
Mike happens. I
Oh
love
my
it.
gosh. Wow. Yeah, he'd be all about that.
Heck yeah. Heck
He's so
yeah.
funny. Oh gosh. But how's everything else, Steph?
Everything's so good. I am so excited. Okay, so can I spill it now? Yeah, because this will air tomorrow. So
Mhm.
Angel and I's anniversary is on Tuesday, but we're celebrating all
Yes.
weekend long. And
Oh my gosh.
tomorrow we're gonna go to Etc.
Mm.
because the band that played at our wedding reception is there on Friday nights. So I was like, let's go
Aw.
listen to them and have like a bottle of rosé and cheese and stuff. And then I'm
Mhm.
gonna give her her present. It was delivered on
Oh.
Tuesday and she was
Oh.
here and I had to run sign for it. She's like, what is that? I'm like, nothing.
Don't worry
But
about it.
and I go, it's more nutcracker shit, okay? And she was like, what?
As she rolls her eyes.
Yeah, she's like, oh, she's like gonna come home one day and find me doing Rhythm Nation with a bunch of like nutcrackers lined up behind me in the
Oh my God, that'd
kitchen.
be fantastic. That should have been your
I'm gonna do
costume.
that. I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm so gonna do that when I bust them all out. But like,
Oh,
I'm gonna give it to
amazing.
her. It is so beautiful in person because I sent you a picture of it, right?
It
It's
is.
gorgeous. It's gonna look so
Mhm.
perfect on her delicate Cinderella skin.
Mm. Yeah, no, that was really actually she's gonna cry.
Oh,
So pretty. Oh,
yes.
I love stuff like that. Oh my
I
God, you guys are
know.
so cute.
I
So
just
wait,
love
so then
her.
what are you doing this weekend? Anything special
Yes.
other than
So
etc.?
etc. Friday and then Saturday. So it's so funny. So
Hmm.
hi, apparently, here's a trash can. Let me just throw money away in it because we had booked this. So remember we got Taylor Swift movie tickets and then
Hmm.
I double booked us and got Taylor Swift movie tickets at another location. So that's one.
Right.
Two, there's this Peruvian singer. She's very popular coming. I told you, right? And with another amazing salsa Peruvian singer. And I was like, and I was trying to sell them because my favorite cover band, me and my mom used to go see all the time. I told you is going to be
Hmm.
at the Little Fox Theater in Redwood City,
Hmm.
one night only, and of course it's the same hour and like day as
Crap.
this other
So,
performance.
oh my gosh. So what did you decide to do? Because I know the last time we spoke about this, you didn't know because you had asked your dad.
So I asked my dad, and he was like, "I don't like her," and I was like, "Okay, daddy." And then I put it on to sell. And
Hmm.
then people were like messaging me, and then they weren't. And then I told my dad again in front of my stepmom. I was like, "What?" She goes, she loves this singer. She's like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "Perfect. Do you want to
Aw.
go on a date?" Long story short, because my sister can't do anything by herself, and much
Mhm.
she was going to tag along with on their date. Let me roll my
What?
eyes. I don't even care if she sees this. I'm like, can you let them have a can they not have a third wheel? Long story
Yeah.
short, I'm like, hi, daddy, are you getting excited for Saturday? Oh, I'm just gonna drop them off. They can go enjoy it. Yes, insert cricket noise here. So I'm like, Father, can you have a night? But actually, he will have a night. He'll have a night to himself. So Merry
Exactly. And he
Christmas
doesn't
to
even
all.
like them.
Exactly.
So you're
So
going to the Fox.
we're going to the Fox.
Yay!
I'm
Aw,
stoked. I'm
that's
so
exciting.
excited. I'm so excited. I wish
Kara's
my
never
mom was
been to a
going.
show of theirs, right?
No, because the last show I saw was back in 2011, 2010, 2011, 2010, maybe.
Dang,
Yeah.
it's been that long?
Cray. Isn't that
Wow,
insane?
that is. Oh my gosh. But oh, you guys are gonna have a good time.
I'm very looking forward to it. Sunday, we're just gonna like take the puppies to get groomed. So nothing on Sunday, but like, yeah, Friday, Saturday, it's gonna be
Aw,
romantic wedding date nights.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I know it's insane that here I go again, that it's already your anniversary. That's nuts. I just
Yeah,
feel like we were just there up in City Hall.
I know. I know. It's like,
Wow.
what, it, everybody, do you feel the same way we do? Because literally, I feel like we just recorded episode 1
Mm-hmm.
of Totally 90s podcast, and this is episode 85 we're recording right now.
Yeah.
The
That's
hell?
crazy. I know. Because even I think back and I'm like, oh my gosh. I know. I'm so sad because next week, so I have these 2 weeks off. And
Yeah.
next week, we were supposed to go to Paso Robles for our anniversary.
No.
Tony planned it all out. And we were
No.
supposed to go Monday to Thursday. And we had to cancel. But the sad part about it is so as you know, I'm a huge fan of Hearst Castle. Like, I'm
Oh my
obsessed with Hearst
God.
Castle, and I just want to teleport back to that time where I could be his friend, hang out, feed the animals, like swim in
Yeah.
the pools, right? And chat it up with, like, I don't know, Charlie Chaplin, right?
Yeah.
As I look over the Pacific, having,
Oh,
a nice cup of Joe with the fog there, and amazing, right? So the only tour I've never done is the nighttime tour.
oh my
And
God.
Tony knows how much I've been wanting to do this nighttime tour. He got me the nighttime tour, but there's no way in hell I can even climb a step because of my knee. So he had to cancel everything.
I am so sad.
I was so
Is it a
heartbroken. And I
walking
don't,
tour?
hmm yeah. And
Shit.
it's like literally because of people like that, have like walking issues or whatever, they tell you how many steps for each tour. I don't know how much this one is. And I think it's like 2000 something because it's a lot of steps, like, up the staircases and everything. Cause, it's just ridiculous. I'm so sad.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's awful. And it's so lovely that he did that, my little boo. Wait, but
I
you guys are
know.
gonna do something like just the two of you, right? Like,
I hope so. I don't know, because honestly, I don't even want to be in public with this stupid leg.
whatever, Neen.
For real, I'm like, just cut it off. I'm
Oh,
so
I'm
irritated.
sorry. Are you
I'm
all
like in a,
swollen? I forget. Like,
it's like, yeah,
ugh.
okay. It is so swollen that I got on the scale.
Sh-
I got on the scale the other day. Um, Tell me why. Okay, not even the
no.
other day, yesterday. Tell me why it is so swollen that I was having a hard time balancing on the scale because I couldn't put my legs together because my left leg, the inner part, is that swollen. To where I was like, my other leg was like tippy toeing, like trying to like balance on the stupid scale.
Oh God.
And it's weird
Neen.
because when I walk, it gets in the way.
Oh, shit. This
I'm
is
like, this is ridiculous. So there's no way in hell I could, like I told Tony, I said, well, our 10-year anniversary is in January. And even though our wedding anniversary is like so important, right? But I feel like our actual official anniversary of when we started dating is way more important.
that's like us,
Um,
yeah.
and it's just like, it's something
Yeah.
special. So,
Okay.
um, I said we can go in January.
Okay,
So,
good.
if not there, then we'll do something. I don't know. But such a bummer. I'm
I'm
like, things
sorry.
happen for a reason. So we'll
It,
be here. Maybe if I'm feeling better, we'll go like to dinner and
okay.
I'll hobble somewhere. He's like, I'll rent you a wheelchair.
Or
Like,
a little cute scooter. You could deck it out.
I wish because I would slap a whole bunch of stickers on there. But I don't know. I'm like, it's okay. At least I'll have a brace on my leg. So
Yeah.
people won't think I'm just being lazy, you know? I'm like, and I have a handicap.
Yeah.
So I even told Tony, can we go to Disney? Because I
Oh, good
mean, that's Rockstar
idea.
parking. Then I could be on the scooter, right? And then be like, oh man, she's injured. It's like legit, even though I have my ankle that's so bad, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like people don't see that.
Right.
So it's just like,
Well, can
yeah.
you go to Disney then?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm like, I don't really even know. Like, I wouldn't even be able
You're
to ride rides.
you're probably overwhelmed. It's a lot. You should just
Yeah.
take care of yourself at least these 2 weeks. And
Yeah. And I have this handicap until January of, or
oh,
no, February of
oh,
2024. So
good.
I got time.
Okay.
But anyways,
Awesome.
yeah. So I think we should get the ball rolling on
Ooh,
this
okay.
exciting episode of
Awesome. I'm very excited to talk to
Crime
you
Talk.
about this. I'm very, very excited. So today, we're talking crew time, true crime, which of course will involve a horrific, very gruesome crime. But it also involves an unlikely character who I absolutely love and cherish. Who is this character? I'm going to give you a hint. I'm wearing her on my shirt right now and drinking coffee out of one of the zillion mugs I own with her face on it.
Oh my gosh. Hello, Kitty.
Mm-hmm. As I
Okay.
sip. Yes, Hello Kitty.
Wow.
So I am talking about the
Ooh.
icon herself. Okay, the moment. Now,
Oh man.
you're probably like, how the hell is such an adorable little character. How could she be involved in a gruesome murder?
Mm-hmm.
She sure hell was. She was main character energy, as she always is. And I'm going to explain to you how. But first, as always, I want to issue the trigger warnings because this is nasty. So we got kidnapping, rape, torture, murder, and decapitation. So listener discretion is very strongly advised. If this is not for you, we'll
Dang.
catch you next week. Okay.
Yes.
So here we go. This case involves a 23-year-old woman by the name of Fan Man Yi, who was born in 1976 in Shenzhen. And I apologize for my pronunciations,
Mm-hmm.
which is in the Guangdong province in China. So this poor girl had it extremely rough in life from the get-go. Okay. She was abandoned by her family as a very small child and had to be raised in an orphanage, which was located in Matao, Wai. She lived in this orphanage until she was kicked out at 15 years old due to age restrictions. Yes. And having no place to live and no family to turn to, she was forced to live on the streets where she quickly became addicted to drugs. And in order to fuel her drug addiction and survive, she became a sex worker, mostly catering to men out on the streets until she turned 21. And at 21,
Mm.
she started working in a brothel called the Romance Villa, which is
Ooh.
located in Sham Shu Po. I would say she eventually found love, but this was no happily ever after type of love, and he certainly was no prince. The man she married was one of her clients, a drug addict named Sham Shu Po, and they married sometime in 1996. Fan became pregnant about 2 years later, and she decided she needed to clean up her act completely in order to provide for her baby with a safe life. So she quit doing drugs and she left the sex work business and got herself a job as a hostess in a nightclub. Her son, whose name I could not find anywhere, was born sometime in November of 1998. So, unfortunately, this family did not live a peaceful life by any means. Fan and her husband fought constantly, with neighbors reporting being woken up at all hours of the night to their loud scream matches and the screams and cries of their son as a result of these matches. But
Wow.
to Fan's credit, she got herself and her son out of this abusive situation. She definitely struggled as she was living on just her income, but at least she and her son were safe. But sadly, Fan fell back into her old ways. She was back on drugs and had gotten mixed up with a pretty bad crowd. In early 1997, so before her pregnancy, she had met a 33 or 34-year-old socialite named Chan Man Lok at the brothel where she worked. Pretty soon, he was one of her regular clients. So Chan was not a good guy. He was a member of the Wo Xing Wo Triad gang. He was also a pimp and he was a drug dealer. So let's just say they hit it off right away because they had something in common. Before long, Fan started rolling with Chan and his crew. It isn't clear if she lost touch with him once she became pregnant and cleaned up her act, but I assume she did clean up her act, right? And got rid of all these peeps. But when she
Mm.
got back into drugs, she was definitely back to hanging with Chan and his peeps. So, sometime in 1999, Fan steals Chan's wallet, which had about 500 American dollars in it. I imagine she was pretty desperate for the money, and in that moment, she didn't think, she just snatched it. But unfortunately, he found out and demanded the money back, as well as a fee of 1,280 US dollars. So it was about 10,000, whatever the money
Mm-hmm.
is called. Fan gives the money back right away. She's like, here's the money. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. And she
Mm-hmm.
asked for time to earn the penalty fee that he demanded. She didn't have
Mm-hmm.
it. She didn't have barely had money to eat
Yeah,
and take care of her
exactly.
kid. So that she's like, please give me some time. So
Mm-hmm.
it appeared that he did for a second. A month or so later, on March 17th, 1999, Fan was kidnapped from her home by three men and one girl. The group consisted of Chan Lao Ming Fong, who was 14 years old and one of Chan's grooming victims. So she was a working girl.
Dang.
Liang Wai Lun and Liang Xing Ko. The four snatched Fan from her home and brought her to Chan's apartment. Allegedly, Chan had planned to pimp Fan out in order to make money off of her and to pay off her debt faster. But that plan quickly changed. Heads up, this is where it gets pretty graphic. So these barbarians decide to hold her as their prisoner, torturing and raping her regularly over the span of a month. She was strung up. So, like,
Uh,
arms and everything. She was hanging from the ceiling or whatever.
oh
And
my
she was
gosh.
beaten with metal bars and she was used as the human punching bag, receiving kicks and punches all over her, including her head. Because she was so severely beaten, she had open wounds, which the group would rub spices into to cause her extreme pain. Her legs and her feet were burned with candle wax and hot plastic that I guess they heated it up and
Oh
held
my
to her skin.
gosh.
And this caused her not to be able to walk. They
Wow.
even would force her to eat human feces and drink urine.
Oh, hell no. Okay.
And I know, on top of
Wow.
all that, the group would force her to smile and tell them how much she loved to be beaten by them. And if she didn't
Mhm.
do this, they would torture her even worse. Fan's month-long torture session finally came to an end on April 14th, 1999. She was
Mm.
only 23 years old at the time of her death. Okay.
Wow.
So when Fan passed away, her captors were not at the apartment. So they came back and found her like this. Okay.
Mm.
They immediately got to work on getting rid of the evidence. They dismembered Fan's body with a chainsaw in their bathtub and boiled her remains in the same pot they used to cook dinner in.
Ugh.
They shoved some of her remains into their own trash and mixed it in with the household trash and took the rest and threw them away, scattering them in various dumpsters. They
Mm.
did not, however, throw her skull away, deciding that it would be a good idea to hide it inside of a stuffed animal, a Hello Kitty mermaid doll to be exact. They
Mm.
also kept one of her teeth and some organs in a plastic bag. And then they just went on with their lives. They were like, okay, see you later. The next month, so now we're in May of 99, 14-year-old Lau went to a Hong Kong police station and tried to confess. She told the officers that she was being haunted by the ghost of the woman that she had helped torture to death. At first, the officers were like, what the fuck? But when she admitted to being involved, they decided they had to investigate. Lau took them to the apartment where they had discovered that she was, in fact, telling them the truth. Inside
Mhm.
the apartment, which was filled with a ton of Hello Kitty memorabilia, they found an oversized, dirty Hello Kitty stuffy with the skull of a woman hidden inside. They immediately called for backup, and the search began for the recovery of Fan's other body parts, which they found in dumpsters all over town. Due to the conditions of the remains, the police and the medical examiners were unable to determine how Fan died. And now Lau, who's the 14-year-old, she was so overcome with guilt for her involvement, not to mention the fact that she believed she was being haunted by Fan's spirit, that she agreed to cooperate 1001% with the authorities. Even though she was involved, at least by witnessing the torture, because we're not sure if she, like, when I say she participated in it, we're not sure, like, what took place. The men were the ones, like, really going
Right.
at it, but she was there. She was
Mhm.
also under their, like, she was their victim, right?
Mhm.
So she witnesses this. She didn't do anything to stop it, but we
Mhm.
need to remember that she was also a victim herself, and we don't
Yeah,
know how
exactly.
long she was in their custody.
Mhm.
So the police, they take this into consideration and granted her immunity as well as protection in exchange for her confession as well as her testimony later on in the trial.
Mhm.
Now, with Lau's confession and all of the overwhelming evidence, hello, the remains, the police went and arrested the three men. Now, they found Chan at another apartment, living his life like nothing happened with his wife and newborn baby. They
Wow.
arrested both Chan and his wife because they were like,
Good.
how did you not
Mhm.
know? But they
Right.
released the wife once they determined she had not actually been involved. The other two men ran as soon as they saw news of the grisly discovery because this had already hit the news like
Mhm.
by this point. So they were like,
Mhm.
fuck. So they ran, but they
Of
were
course.
caught.
Oh, good.
Thank goodness. So the trial itself against the three began on October 20th, 2000, and lasted almost 2 months. So it was pretty quick. Lau testified against the three men and told the courtroom everything: the kidnapping, the torture, the rape, how once when she stopped by to visit the men, she saw Chan kick Fan about 50 times in the head for fun. She talked about how Fan was made to eat human feces and drink urine. It was quite the story, and the jury almost couldn't believe it. But part of the evidence submitted was Fan's skull, so there was no denying it. And besides Lau, several other people testified, including Chan's wife, Fan's ex-husband, and Fan's aunt. Now, I only know that they testified. I don't know what they testified to. Um, who's this aunt? Like, where was she
Yeah,
this whole
where'd she come
time?
from? Mm-hmm.
Exactly. She just pops up out of the woodwork. Okay. And then the ex-husband. All right. Maybe they're testifying to her character, her problems with drugs, her life on the
Mm-hmm.
street, because that also became an issue in this case. They were like focused on the fact that she was a drug addict. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So on the other hand, psychiatric reports were submitted as exhibits, which described all three men as remorseless. So at least, like, that's like, hi, they're the
Mm-hmm.
devil themselves.
Exactly.
Okay. So they're like,
Like,
Fan was a drug addict. She was a sex worker. Okay. Hi, they're absolutely ruthless, evil.
mm-hmm.
This is fact by a psychiatric,
Wow.
a psychiatrist. So the men straight up denied killing Fan. Okay, they were like, we didn't kill her, but they did not deny dismembering and disposing of her body. So like the only thing they denied, they truly didn't believe they killed her, but they didn't stop in their pea brains to be like, okay, maybe the torture over the past,
Yeah, that
30 days caused
exactly.
her to die. Like, hi,
But they knew that would
duh.
possibly be their out.
Exactly.
So
So
they
they
were
were like,
holding
there's no
on to
way
it.
she could have taken drugs when we were out of the house. Like, who knows? And there was no way to test because the condition of her body.
Was
There's just
she and I mean the way that how she was hanging by the metal bars or whatever, was she actually hanging there the whole time or
no,
did they let her down
they let her
after they
down.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
They let her down and tortured her in other ways. So that's why their
Oh.
argument was, we don't know if she took drugs while we were out.
Mhm.
So yes.
Mm.
At the end of the day, after everything was said and done, the evidence was reviewed. The jury felt that the evidence presented could not prove that Fan was murdered because of her history with drugs. They
Ugh.
were they were kind of like, they have a point. They did not deny that she had been tortured, but they also felt that she could have possibly died from her own drug overdose. There was
Hmm.
no way to prove either, unfortunately. So on
Hmm.
December 7th, 2000, the three men were convicted of manslaughter. The judge overseeing the matter sentenced all three men to life in prison with the possibility of parole, which they would not be eligible to ask for until 20 years later in 2020. The
Hmm.
judge stated that he had, quote, never heard of such cruelty, depravity, callousness, brutality, violence, and viciousness, end quote.
Good.
And apparently Chan, good old Chan over there, tried appealing the judge's decision, but
Mhm.
thankfully it was denied in August of 2000. That was a long appeal process. Liang
Good.
Xing Cho managed to reduce his sentence to 18 years and was released in April of 2014. However, in August of 2022, he was arrested for sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl and was sentenced to 1 year in jail for that.
1 year
One
with
year.
prior convictions of
Exactly.
okay.
Now, Fan's skull, which had been an exhibit at trial, was finally cremated once all the appeals, like all that was done, like the case was
Mhm.
now closed.
Right.
They were finally able to cremate it and returned it to her birth family in March of 2004. So I
Mm.
find it odd that even though her family abandoned her, left her out there to fend for herself as a little girl, they still had
Mhm.
a voice in her murder trial and got to keep her remains. I don't know how I feel about that. But one thing that I saw that made me really sad was a necklace. So they had found a necklace that had belonged to Fan. They found it in the refrigerator during the investigation. And they
Mhm.
actually gave that to Fan's son, whose name I cannot find anywhere again. But it
Mhm.
is alleged that he is alive and he's living in Singapore. And
Uh-huh.
lastly, the apartment building where this heinous crime took place was demolished in September of 2012. And inside somewhere, like maybe the lobby where oh sorry, I didn't even say what it was. In its
Mhm.
place, they constructed a hotel. So, like, they demolished the
Oh.
apartment building, they put a beautiful hotel in its place. And in
Mhm.
the lobby or somewhere like prominent, they
Mhm.
placed three portraits of Buddha as a memorial for Fan.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's nice.
And, you know,
Wow.
that's the Hello Kitty murder. It's short, but I really wanted to talk about it because it's something that always fascinated me.
Mhm.
Just like how that was so cruel. Like,
Mhm.
why keep the skull and then why sew it in a doll? It's gonna be found. Like, I have questions. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Mhm.
very like it's
Yeah,
also like they
exactly.
send them, it's like they're members of like this gang. Like
Mhm.
I've heard of like these types of gangs like in China be referred to in movies and stuff.
Mhm.
Scary, scary shit. All gangs
Mhm.
are, but like it's like like they have signatures. Like it's like
Mhm.
a you don't fuck with us, you might
Mhm.
end up, in pieces and yeah.
Mhm. No,
And
for
it's
real.
just
Because even, like, in San Francisco, like, the Chinese gangs down there, I mean, people
ugh,
said that they're it's you don't wanna mess with them.
yeah.
Like,
See?
people that come encounter I mean, and every culture has gangs, right?
Yeah.
And they have certain things, and each one has their own type of ways. But the way that this went down, that was horrible.
It
And
was
oh my gosh,
it was
so
horrible.
inhumane.
Well, also just her life.
Yes. Then
She
they
didn't
took
have a shot.
advantage of that too, and the fact that they saw how desperate she was for some sort of, even like, she just had nothing, you know,
Nothing.
just preyed on that. And uh,
She was only 23. Like she lived so no time at all on earth. And I feel like maybe the only time, not that I know, but like maybe the only time she was happy was in the beginning, like when she cleaned up her act and she had her baby. But I can't
right.
even say that because she was in an abusive marriage. So it's like,
Mhm.
ugh, it just
So maybe I missed this part, but when when all this happened, what happened to her baby? Did they mention
nobody
it?
couldn't find anything. The
Wow.
only like who was caring for the baby when she was out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe the aunt did play a role. Maybe she got back in touch and that's why the aunt was there. Like I
Mhm.
don't know why the aunt was there. So that
Yeah,
that's the only
exactly.
thing that I could like speculate on
Or
was
maybe
that.
she knew how thick in it she
Yeah.
was and was like, "You, I
Take care
just,
of my son.
yeah, I'm not going to involve you in what I'm up to or what I'm, engulfed in right now. So here, just take my son, save
Keep him
him."
safe. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Oh, it's so sad.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy. Like when we go over these stories, because, a lot of them obviously were in the 90s. Um, you think like, okay, on these dates, like what were we doing during this time while people were being like murdered and tortured? You
Isn't
know
that
what I mean?
insane? Well, we
Like,
were young. We were teens,
mhm.
just tripping off of homeroom. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yes, exactly. It just shows like this world is so big. And,
yeah.
when you think about it, like, and how they say, like, right now at this moment, someone's giving birth, could be getting killed, someone could be dying, you know what I mean? Like,
It's so true. Yes.
mhm. Yeah,
Ugh.
it's just so sad. And you never know what people are going through. And this poor girl, like, I looked up her picture and it's just
Yeah.
like, she looks lost,
And
you know?
just and lonely.
Yes, very lonely. She has very like just like lost eyes. and it's just, I don't know. I don't know how people, I will say though, being that they were all charged with manslaughter, I will say that, their punishments were pretty good compared to some of the things that we've seen here in the US with some of the crimes that have taken place. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, I don't know. To me, it's just like they did this stuff to her, and there was proof of that. Like,
Yeah.
who
An
tortures people like that?
eyewitness. Yeah.
Yes. You know? I don't know. That's just, you don't do that. And you would think, and I don't know, it would be interesting because of how the laws are and how like, men are kind of praised in China, right? Where the
Yes.
women are at a different rank. I wonder if the tables were turned and it was women doing this to a man,
Mm,
how the charges might have been different.
death
Exactly. It's
immediately.
crazy the things that women go through,
Yeah.
over there and still do. It's just very, it's sad. I mean, where I used to work, I had a friend of mine who, um, they literally left there because of the fact that they wanted more children and they were
Mm.
deathly afraid of getting pregnant they already had two sons and they wanted more, but they were deathly afraid of getting pregnant again, not knowing what could happen. So
Whoa. Yeah, I
they
don't
they
blame.
fled and they left
Yeah.
and they came here. And it's just, it's interesting to hear different stories from different countries too, because we're so used to our laws and how we punish people and stuff. And um, I don't know, you know a lot more about crimes. Like, do you feel like we're very forgiving in the US compared to other countries? Or do you think it's kind of like the same across the board and just they handle it in a different way?
You know, when we've talked about Canadian cases, I feel like
Mhm.
it's very, it's not as harsh,
Mhm.
like the punishments that are laid out.
Mhm.
Maybe
Yeah.
not in all. Maybe I'll find a Canadian case where it was like, whoa, okay, they're sentenced to death. But like it's
Mhm.
just that's the one that kind of sticks the country that sticks out for me.
Right.
But like I agree with you in the sense that this sentence that was brought down on these three, I'm
Mhm.
actually like surprised. I'm like, okay, wow, they couldn't even okay, like
Yeah.
they couldn't ask for an appeal until 20 years later.
Mhm.
So,
Which
okay.
is great because
Yeah.
you hear a lot of things here where I know like they have things that they put in place like no possibility of parole until a certain amount of time, but our freaking prisons are so saturated and there's so many prisoners, right, inmates and stuff that like I feel like sometimes, like you even look at famous people. Oh, don't worry about it. Even though you're going to go to prison, you only serve half of it, if that, you know?
Hmm.
And I feel like, okay, if it were me or you, we'd be in there the whole freaking sentence, you know? And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say though, I think that our prison system kind of, and I know a lot of people probably won't agree with me, I feel like
Mm,
it sucks compared to other countries. I feel like prison should not be a playground. You shouldn't have
mhm.
luxuries. It should be a place where you don't want to return. It should be a
Yes,
dungeon.
I
Okay.
agree.
So when you see, freaking prisons in South America, Central America, I don't, I've never really looked at like Asian ones, but,
Yeah.
in other countries, they know how to put people away.
Yes.
It should
I
be a
feel like
deterrent.
have you seen I feel like I've seen this article of like prisons in around the world, and I feel like Amsterdam or Denmark
Hmm.
is really pretty. I was like, "Whoa,
Hmm.
looks like an
Yeah.
apartment."
Exactly.
I'm like,
Yes, exactly. And
"Let me go do time over there."
I mean, for me, like, I do feel like there should be different types of prisons. There should be the type of prisons where you have just murderers and like people that harm children,
Yeah.
like hardcore murder, like just crimes. And then you have like the drugs, the robberies, those type of crimes in another facility, and I feel like those type of people can be in a normal type of, you know, jail or prison where they do have certain amenities where they're allowed to better
Yeah.
themselves, you
Yes.
know, um, schooling, stuff like that. I just don't think if you're never going to get out, I don't think that you should live a life that is peachy and, you get to work out. And no, I don't
I
think that's, no, the things that they do to their victims
I
are,
agree.
heinous and horrible. And I don't think anybody should be given any privileges when you've done something. And for sure, there's proof that they've done it.
Right.
It's just, I think that we have it all backwards sometimes here.
I
If they're not going to be
totally.
put to death, they need to be treated as though they're in hell.
Hmm. I agree.
I
A thousand and
don't
one percent
understand.
name.
I just, my own mental state, I just don't understand how people can like feel like it's inhumane
Hmm.
because the things that they've done to people,
Exactly.
they weren't thinking about that, you know? And I guess that's the thing morally that I always wonder, like when you see these cases, like they didn't think about how she felt.
Yeah.
They didn't care. They're probably laughing and God knows what. And to feel, oh, they shouldn't, they're still human. Who cares? Now
No, they
she's not
stopped being
alive and this
human.
child doesn't have a mom anymore.
Exactly. They stopped being human when they treated another human being as a human punching bag. Like that's not
Hmm.
being human.
No. Oh gosh, but very interesting. Very, very. I like the ones from other countries. It's like kind of puts a
Yeah.
different spin on it.
Little different, little flavor. And I can't resist
Hmm.
a Hello Kitty mention. So I thought
Okay.
I'd dress
So
up for
is
the
Hello Kitty
occasion.
your like all-time favorite?
Daisy
Because they
Duck.
have the different characters, right?
Oh,
Like,
from Hello. Yes, no. I love Pachaco, like the little
oh,
doggy. He's
oh,
always
I
my
like the little
favorite.
frog. Is that Karopi?
Karopi.
Mhm. Yeah. I just wish they would bring back Hello Kitty stores.
Oh my God. Remember the one in Ceremony?
Mm.
Oh,
Dang, remember the smell and the flavor of the
yes.
gum?
Yes. Thank
Ugh.
you.
Were there
Yes.
racers?
The pencil boxes.
Oh my God, the pencil
I
boxes.
would give
Okay, let me just say,
anything.
they had a pencil box, and actually, Jasenia sent me a picture of it because she thought Presley would like it. And I had seen it at Target, and it
What?
was, I want to say, I don't know what theme it was. I can't remember if it was like Marvel or I don't know, but it was a pencil box similar to the
No.
one from Hello Kitty,
With plastic
but,
vinyl on top, and then you lift the lip on one
and you
side and
press
the
a
other
button.
side, and then there's a
Yes.
sharpener built in. Who invented that?
I don't know because whoever invented it,
Oh,
whoever's trying to invent it again has not done a good job because it was very like rickety. Like
oh,
you press one thing and it's like falling off. And it's nothing like the Hello Kitty ones.
oh,
Nothing
they're
like them. I
so
mean, they were
good.
genius.
And then all of our mechanical pencils, Hello Kitty mechanical pencils would be inside with the
Yes. And the little sounds
erasers.
that they made when you
Oh,
would write with the little dangly thing off of
yes.
the top,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. Oh my God. And just like the
Ah,
feel of the vinyl plastic, it was squishy.
yes, and the scent of the
Mm-hmm.
wallets, the
Mm-hmm.
photo wallets we used to carry
Yes.
with all of our pictures of all of our friends.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Bring it back. And then like
yeah.
they had in the Hello Kitty store, I remember they had like Hello Kitty toasters and Hello Kitty waffle makers.
Yes. Hmm. Or
They'd be doing,
remember the what were they called? They weren't called a gift bag. It was like a surprise bag. Like remember they had them by the register and it was
oh
different
yeah,
size bags that were closed and it was like you didn't know what was in there.
they're kind of doing that at Target. Have you seen the blind boxes?
No.
So
Really?
basically, like you have a chance to collect all four, like Hello Kitty, for example.
Hmm.
There's four Hello Kitties and they're dressed differently, and you don't know what's in there, and you
Hmm.
collect them. So it's like a blind box.
Oh,
I can never
wow.
find them because they're always sold out.
Of
But yeah,
course.
yeah.
Man, I swear. No, they need to bring that back. Remember the big Sanrio in San
Hell
Francisco? Oh,
yes.
gosh, amazing.
The nostalgia right now. Oh,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Daiso does it a little bit for me. Like it kind of brings me back to the little cups and the little sandwich
Hmm.
baggies and the
Yeah,
zipper pouches. I'm like,
true. But it depends on which Daiso. Because
oh,
I'm sure the one in Ceremony, I don't know, do they still have that there?
yeah,
That one was really good.
yeah.
But Tony and I brought Pretz to when in I think it was like, I don't know, some random place we were visiting, like Union City or whatever. It was horrible. She was like, "Ew,
Really?
this is boring. Let's go." And there was like nothing good. And it was like, "Oh my gosh, just like have a whole bunch of Hello Kitty or like cute stuff like that." And it was just like totally embarrassing. So I'm gonna have to take her to Ceremony because they
Okay, let
probably
us know
have
when you
good
go
stuff.
because we can meet up at Dave and Buster's.
Oh my gosh, I've never been to Dave and Buster's
It's
in my
so
life.
delicious. We always
Really?
go for like a burger and some rosé. We're like,
Really?
while we're here.
Oh wow. And can you bring kids?
Yeah, because we normally sit in the bar, but I'm
Uh-huh.
sure we can get a table. They have bomb food like nachos and stuff. And then the game
Ooh.
area, like Angel's really good at the arcade games, so we usually stay and play for a
Ooh,
little bit.
yes. Oh my gosh. So Press could play the arcade games too?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, I should. Okay, we'll have to think of something because she loves arcades.
Yeah,
So do I.
same.
I love arcades myself. So,
Yeah, let's do it. Let's plan it.
yes. But thank you, Steph. This was
Thank
fantastic.
you, Nee.
Yes. What a
Thank you
great
for talking
episode.
about gruesomeness during the day.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Sometimes it's better than at night. And then we have to
agreed.
fall asleep.
Agreed. Thank you. So we'll go cleanse our palates now. But thank you for chatting and being here today, Neen. And thanks to the listeners. And don't forget next week we got another new another T90 episode. And then another
Okay.
Fridays with Neen. Yeah.
Woo, woo. Oh, man.
Lots of stuff.
Man, we're
Lots of
just making
stuff.
our way to 100. I'm
We
so
sure
excited.
are. We're so close.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm
So,
so excited. But yes, thank you guys for listening. Until next time,
mhm.
catch you on the flip side.
Peace out, buddies. Woo.
Ooh, ooh. You're